All right, as many of you might know, I am putting on the most exciting event of 2026, and this is Success Solution. This is a 5-day, basically under the microscope, giving you everything, showing you the whole scientific formula of how you can create the results that you want. I am beyond excited because this is the one event, we've only ever done this once, it was about 5 years ago, that we literally give it all. It's ludicrous of what we do. Today, I'm that excited, I want to give you a sneak peek because there is so much out there that is teaching about goals, about success, but there's nobody actually breaking down the science to it. And as I've repeatedly said, there is no difference to what I'm about to show you than going into your kitchen and baking a cake. There are certain ingredients you need. There is a certain formula and recipe that you must follow, and you must do it exactly as it is instructed if you want to get the output that you want. So in this very short video, it's going to last less than 10 minutes. I'm going to show you some of the most critical points and some of the points that blew my mind when I learned this over 10 years ago. It's what completely transformed my life. And I'm actually going to use me as the case study to show you what I did in under 10 minutes in the last 10 years to create tens of millions, if that's okay with you. So let's start. Firstly, one thing that I want you to understand is that your thoughts create your reality. You've probably heard that before. What does that mean? Number one, what are thoughts? Thought is energy. Everything in this universe is energy. Money is energy. Time is energy. You are energy. Thoughts are energy. This pen is energy. Everything is energy. And that's not something that we're taught very often. But we were taught in school that energy cannot be created and it cannot be destroyed. And it moves from one form to another. And this is really the art of manifestation. This is how you start to learn how to take thoughts and move them into reality. So if you use me as the example, 10 years ago, I'm a nurse, I'm broke, I'm feeling really miserable about myself, I had no self-confidence, I was so lost. But I had a thought, and that thought was, what if it could be different? What if I could create more of an impact in this world? What if I could start a business that operates in every country in the world? What if I could earn millions? And yes, I did want that, and I wasn't afraid to admit it. What if I could live in a dream home? What if I could travel all over the world? Like I had a long list of what ifs, like it was a shopping list, it was a fantasy. And I really, at that time, had no idea how I was going to create it, right? But when I started to realize how energetics and how energy and mind and how results happen, it made a lot of sense. Because I started to look at my results and I started to realize, okay, Bob said, well, what are your results right now, Kim? And he said, everything operates on frequencies. Now I'm going to draw something for you that honestly is going to take me a good hour to explain to you inside Success Solution, but I just want you to see if this resonates. Number one, I've already said that everything is energy. Now, these strange lines represent frequency waves. And what that means is energy, just like the energy in your home, the energy in your computer, your music, your radio station, or radio in your car, it all operates on frequency waves, right? All of energy does. But what I didn't realize is that we think and we live on a frequency. Now, what that means is, let's just say the old Kim was here, right? We're going to put a sad face on her because she was not happy, right? And that Kim was getting results that were on that frequency. Now, what were those results? Well, I was earning $35,000 a year. My heart was broken because I was in really bad relationships. My health was poor. My results sucked, right? So £4.20 in pocket. Now, if those are my results from the science that I learned from Bob Proctor, he said, Kim, your results are a direct reflection to how you think. And I kind of went, well, I didn't ask for any of this. But then when I actually stopped and really asked myself, I thought, yeah, I kind of did. Because I was having thoughts of lack. I don't have enough money. I was having thoughts of, I'm not good enough. I'm not worthy. I was having thoughts of, I'm not good enough for my job. I'm not good enough for my partner. Bottom line, my thoughts were negative. And I probably wouldn't have admitted it back then. I thought I was normal because everyone else was talking and saying, oh, how are you today? Oh, it's not that great. And that's what we do. We don't realize how negatively we are programmed. You turn on the TV, it's negative. You look on social media, it's negative. We're consuming so much negative energy that it starts to control how we think. You see, I was thinking from the outside in instead of the inside out. And what that means is I was looking at my bank account and I was feeling broke. I was looking at the home I was living in and I wasn't fulfilled. So what I'm teaching you here is I was operating on, we're going to call it like a frequency wave, which is an FM. So let's imagine you're in your car and you're listening to any radio station. We'll say it is Rock FM. You can only hear rock music. So what I'm trying to get at is if I'm thinking on a negative frequency, I can only pick up negative back. So everything that we put out is always coming back. That's the law of attraction. That's the law of cause and effect. However, what I didn't realize was, number one, that this was a thing, but I also didn't realize that there are positive energy frequencies. So when I started to look at other people who were really happy, who had money, who lived in their dream home, that had great relationships, who had really great health, they were seeming to be doing something different. They had money, they were happy, they were healthy, they were wealthy. And I'm down here going, well, that's not very fair. And we live in a world where a lot of people who don't have money look at people who do have money and go, that's not fair. But that's actually inaccurate. It's not their fault that they're down here, and it's not their fault that they're up there. It's because of our thinking. You see, the people that think on a positive frequency will attract positive things. Now, here's one I think you'll definitely resonate with. Have you ever, in your life, in your business, in any area of your life, felt like you're having good days and then you're having not so good days, and then economy is good, economy is bad, your relationship's amazing, your relationship's not amazing, your health is great, your health is not great? Have you ever felt like there is ups and downs in your life? Yes, everyone relates to this. This is why. Because you have not programmed, conditioned your mind to be in the frequency of the reality that you want. Einstein says that this is not philosophy, this is physics. And if you can move on to the frequency of the reality that you want, you cannot help but create that reality. Now, when I first seen this, I went, yep, I can resonate with this. And in fact, my mum came into my head, and every time that something was going good in life, I'd go and tell my mum and dad, and they'd be like, well, you know, that won't last very long. And sure, so it went down again. This is what is causing fear. Because we love to have certainty. We love to know what's happening. But the truth is, it is your mind that is creating this. Now, I'm going to take you to another drawing. So, I've explained to you about frequencies. There is negative, there is positive. That's what we call the law of polarity. If you look at a battery in something that you have at home, a TV remote, there's a positive and there's a negative, okay? All energy operates like that. Now, the premise of life, if you want great results, you've got to operate from a positive mental attitude. You've got to think positive. You've got to feel positive, and you've got to take actions from that set point. But let's be honest, and I was definitely the person 10 years ago when I was a mental health nurse and people started talking about affirmations and positive psychology, I was like, okay, but you don't just think positive and you're suddenly rich. And no, you don't, but it is a starting point. So I want to explain to you something that I'm going to be breaking down inside Success Solution, literally for hours, because I'm obsessed with this topic. Came across Bob Proctor, he showed me this diagram. This was me. Right? And I thought, oh, interesting. He says, Kim, this is your mind and this is your body. And what happens in life is most people are thinking from the outside in. They're letting outside circumstances, results, dictate their thinking, which creates more of the same. And what you have got to learn is how to create your thinking on the inside to create your results outside. Now, I didn't really know if I believed that. But again, if I went back to results, because results leave clues, I started to see the negative results. And as I shared with you earlier, when I started to think about it, I said, yeah, actually, I was thinking negative. I was using my 5 senses. I was looking at results, bank account, health, relationships, and I was seeing results I don't like. I was thinking negative. And when we think negative, we feel negative. And then, as soon as we feel negative, that energy, which must move, because emotions is energy in motion, it moves into the body and puts me into a negative state. So, any action that I went out and took was with a negative energy, and anything that goes out must come back. Your attitude to life will be life's attitude to you. This is the science behind the law of attraction. So anything that goes out must come back. So I kept getting the same results. So if you think back to that other drawing on the low frequency, this is why it was happening. Because I was thinking negative, I was feeling negative, I was going out and taking more action. In fact, I was doing more, I was working harder, but I kept getting the same results. What I didn't know was that it was this part of my mind that was creating the results. Now, I'm not going to share this all with you because this is going to be inside Success Solution. We're going to go under the microscope. I'm going to show you exactly how this operates. But just for now, because I get excited, I want you to realize that you have something called a paradigm, your habits and your beliefs. This is how you view the world. It's a lens. Now, if you use me as the case study, right? My habit was that I procrastinated. I don't know if you do, but I definitely did. I couldn't make decisions. I never finished anything, and I started things and I took forever to do it. So that cost me time and cost me money. My negative belief was that I did not love me. I had really poor self-image. Some people call it imposter syndrome. So in here, I was negatively charged. I had picked up habits from mom and dad. I had picked up all these beliefs that people said I wasn't worthy, etc. And I was now living my life through that. So I couldn't attract the ideas to create the dream life. I couldn't attract the opportunities to earn the money because I was programmed for lack. We're either thinking in lack or we're thinking in abundance. Now, this is where you want to be. You want to be in abundance. This is where the money is. So what I'm going to be breaking down inside Success Solution over 5 days live, I'm going to be drawing and drawing and drawing, is how you can start to change the programming in here so that you can start to change the lens in which you view the world so that you can start to harmonize with abundance and prosperity and ideas and great people so that you start to think the way you want to think in a positive nature. You start to operate, because this is where all results happen, operate from a positive standpoint, and then you start to go out and take actions that are actually going to achieve what you want because you'll attract and your whole results in life will change. This is exactly the formula that I followed. It is the exact formula I'm going to break down in Success Solution. 5 days live with me on Zoom. Nothing that is going to be hid. I'm going to give it to you all. Literally, people have spent tens of thousands to access this, and I'm going to give it to you. So, if you can resonate with this, if you can say, yes, Kim, there are times that I've wanted to go do things and something pulls me back, it's in here. If there are times that you've felt in business that there's a plateau or an invisible ceiling and you're working harder and harder and harder, but you can't seem to get past it, it's because of in here. If you feel that you have low self-confidence and you want to go and start something, but you just don't know how to, or you don't have the confidence, it's because of in here. Everything in your life, your results, come from in here, 96 to 98%. If you learn how to change the programming, you will change your life. So I probably shouldn't have given you all of that value in this short video, but I want you right now, sign up to Success Solution. There's nobody else teaching the science and the art of success, and that's really what it comes down to. So I'll see you on the inside, and there'll be plenty more of this inside Success Solution.